You ever look at your life and realize it all boils down to one ridiculous moment, one stupid twist you never saw coming? That was me, sitting in my battered pickup with exactly $20 to my name, sleeping under Walmart parking lot lights, wondering how a guy like me, who'd patched up half a platoon in Afghanistan, could wind up this invisible. It was like life set me up just to knock me down and then keep kicking for good measure. I wasn't supposed to make it, not really. Nightmares had chewed up my career, panic attacks got me fired from construction, and the VA just told me gain housing help would take another 3 weeks. Yeah, thanks for your service, buddy. So there I was about to count out every last bill for a gas refill when I get this envelope from some lawyer in a town I've never heard of, Clearwater Creek, Wyoming. I figure it was more bad news, maybe a debt collector tracking me across state lines, but nope. Turns out, I just inherited a ranch from a great uncle I didn't even know existed. Walter Sullivan, eccentric family ghost, or so my old man used to joke. Place sounded like a total dump. Probably a roof full of holes and a pile of taxes. But when you've been living out of your truck, any roof sounds like paradise, you know what I mean? Fast forward 2 days, and I'm rattling down some dirt road, passing fields gone wild and mountains swallowing the sky. The Sullivan Ranchish, it was like time forgot the whole patch of land. Main house was old, porch sagging, paint gone, barn leaning like it wanted to fall over. But you know what? For the first time in months, it was quiet, no traffic, no shouting, just the wind. Almost felt holy. The key the lawyer sent worked. Inside, the house was stuck in a different century, but the fridge still hummed and the power was on. Walter, whoever he was, lived like a machine. Cans stacked, shirts sorted by color, military neat. It was almost funny. I crashed hard that night, right on the couch, slept like I hadn't since the war. Next morning, I woke up to golden light streaming in, remembering I actually owned this place. It was solid, to the roof, the plumbing, even a stash of food that could last a man through winter. He left a whole cabinet full of rifles and an old M1911, all lined up and gleaming. Guy clearly didn't trust anybody. While I was dragging my stuff in, a pickup rolled down the lane, and my gut tensed up out of habit. Out steps this woman 50s, gray streaks in her ponytail, boots, and flannel, eyes sharp as a hawk's. "You must be Walter's nephew," she says. "Name's Elenina Hayes." Turns out she owns the land up north and kept her distance for years, but she was polite enough, in a way only people who've lived out here can be. She wrote down her number, said a holler if I needed help, then gave me this look like she knew more about Walter than she let on. And she did. Said Walter had projects, and the barn was his sanctuary. That stuck with me. Curiosity, maybe stupidity, got the better of me. I checked out the barn, found it locked up, but the keys from the lawyer did the trick. Place looked abandoned, but not by accident. At the back, there's an office full of maps, radios, and this one weird metal ring in the floor. I give it a yank, and a trapdoor creaks open like something out of a spy movie. So, let me back up a sec. Imagine finding a hidden bunker under your barn, full of files and stuff marked eyes only, old photos with presidents, a case of JFK's cufflinks, tapes labeled with Nixon's name, the whole 9 yards. That's what I was staring at. Not just government junk, either stuff that could change the history books. Notes about secret operations, some called Project Sage and Operation Daybreak. I had to sit down, honestly. Didn't get long to think. 3 black SUVs roll up the drive. Fed sure as sunrise. Guy named Blackwood flashes his badge and says they're looking for missing government property. I play dumb, offer them coffee, and keep my mouth shut. But it gets tense fast. They find the trapdoor, start going through everything. In the chaos, my neighbor Elenina shows up with a pie and a coded warning: your uncle trusted no one. Neither should you. We arrange to meet at the backfield later, just in case things go sideways. Night falls. Agents are posted outside, but I slip out. Elenina is waiting at the old oak, but this time she's not just a farmer next door dressed like a spook, night vision goggles and all. She drops it on me. She was Walter's CIA handler. Project Sage wasn't some farm project. It was a shadow government operation, set up to run the country if things ever really fell apart. Only now, the people running it are planning to stage their own crisis. Coup stuff. Walter found out, hid the evidence, then died suddenly. Right? She pulls up maps, a laptop, a flash drive, shows me that Sage is set to activate something called daybreak, shutting down power grids, communications, water, all to force martial law and let this shadow council take over. We barely get out ahead of the search teams, riding an ATV through the dark to a safe house Walter built years ago, stashed with more evidence and encrypted files. By dawn, the full weight of it hits me. A homeless vet is now the last line between the country and a secret coup. Walter left everything to me not because I was family, but because I'd stick to my oath when it mattered. With Elenina and, surprisingly, Blackwood, who proves he's playing a dangerous double game inside the government till we start a plot. Blackwood brings proof. Those infrastructure failures on the news? They're Sage test runs. We set up a plan delaying Sage's code with a virus, getting evidence to the right people, an honest FBI deputy, a stubborn senator, and a general who isn't compromised. The next 48 hours are a blur. While Elenina worms into Sage's systems, I sneak back to the ranch for the last piece of proof, something about my grandfather's birth date as the code. Turns out, Walter's old watch has a hidden drive inside, with a recording that outs the Sage leader, none other than the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Harrington. The plan: expose him, freeze Sage's power, trigger legal moves before the fake crisis hits. It's a mad rush. We split, dodge drones and agents, use everything Walter left, dead drops, old contacts, whatever we can. In the end, evidence goes public just as Sage tries to trigger daybreak. General Harrington and his cabal are arrested before they can pull the plug on the Constitution. The whole ugly mess comes out in a way that doesn't torch the country, just enough truth, just enough control. Congress passes new oversight laws, a civilian watchdog committee forms, and Walter's underground archives become a permanent reminder of how close we came. A year later, the ranch is restored, the barn a research center, and the Sullivan Center for Constitutional Preservation is on the map. Elenina is the director, Blackwood works as liaison, and I'm the guy who turned a last $20 and a family ghost into a mission I never asked for, but was proud to carry out. I still get nightmares sometimes, but now they remind me what's at stake if people like Walter or me, or even you, stop paying attention. So what do you make of all this? Was Walter right to trust one broken-down vet with the future? Is secrecy ever justified in the name of security, or does democracy die in the dark? I'm curious where you stand. Go ahead, drop your take below. Because in the end, the only thing standing between freedom and tyranny is a bunch of regular folks willing to do the hard thing, no matter what it costs.